I was rocking out to the radio in my room when my mom walked in. I froze, one foot behind me, and reached up to pull my earbuds out as my mom watched me with a bemused expression. Dua, come into the kitchen. Your father and I have something to tell you, she said, the Urdu words flowing like poetry from her lips. And please stop jumping around like an electrocuted penguin, she added, closing the door behind her. Electrocuted penguin, I muttered as I put the earbuds away. Actually, I'd been called worse when it came to my dancing. What's... My voice trailed off as I walked into the kitchen and saw the looks on my parents' faces. What happened? My heart hammered in my chest. Was this about my music again? We'll explain, Mom said gently. Sit down, please. I bit my lip. If music hadn't been on their minds, I didn't want to bring it up and cause an argument. Instead, I asked, did someone die? Dad shook his head. No, alhamdulillah. All praise is due to God. You remember Uncle Yusuf and his family? Breaking out on his face, his teeth startlingly white against his tanned skin. And we're going to take him up on it. For a minute, all I could do was blink at him, my mind suddenly blank. Of all the things I expected him to say, this had been nowhere on the list. Once my brain processed his words, I said, What? Wait, what? We are going to stay at your Uncle Yusuf's for Ramadan, Mom repeated, slowly this time, enunciating each syllable. Now, please be happy. We haven't seen them in years. I would have jumped out of my seat if I hadn't already been in danger of falling off of it. Exactly. I haven't seen or even talked to Uncle Yusuf or my cousins in 5 years. That's a long time. How am I supposed to connect with them? What are we going to talk about? There's so much you have in common with your cousins. Your heritage, your faith, Dad reminded me. I barely held in a snort. Heritage? Sure. Faith? Not so much. I knew enough about Islam from what Mom and Dad had taught me growing up, from years of weekends spent at the dining table while they read from the Quran or books on prophetic tradition. But Uncle Yusuf and his family were on another level. My cousins grew up going to Sunday school where volunteers would teach them Quran and Islamic history every week. They had Muslim friends from the moment they were born all the way through university. Compared to them, I wasn't a bad Muslim, but the differences in our experiences were huge. Ramadan wouldn't be a quiet, private affair in their household the way it was in my small family. Like Dad, Uncle Yusuf was a doctor, pediatrics for Dad, cardiology for Uncle Yusuf. Unlike Dad, when Uncle Yusuf wasn't seeing a patient, he was often found attending or listening to Islamic conferences and lectures. A phone call from him meant getting a free lesson on the importance of waking up on time for Fajr, the morning prayer. In comparison, I preferred my parents' occasional complaint about my lack of focus during worship. Sure, my uncle meant well and was kind, generous, and soft-spoken, but I could only take so much preaching before it got on my nerves. I knew enough. I didn't need every moment to become another teaching opportunity. How would I live for a month with him and his family? And how do you connect with strangers? Dad went on, oblivious to the thoughts spinning in my mind. Just go up and talk to them. But it's even better because they're your family. They'll accept you no matter what. You'll be applying for college soon, and Mahnoor just finished her bachelor's. I'm sure she'd love to answer any questions you have about college life and the application process.